Maya and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about school spirit. It's been on my mind for quite some time, pretty much since the finale came out of season 2, because I just have a lot on my mind and I need to like blurt it out. But if you haven't caught up with it and you're not up to date with season 2, I would recommend you go watch that and then come back here and then we can just discuss some things down in the comments, because there's going to be a lot of spoilers ahead and I want to make sure I don't really disrupt anything for anybody. So yeah, okay, let's get started. So pretty much where we left off on the ending of season 1 is when we find out that Maddie isn't actually dead. Her spirit pretty much just left her body and Janet took over her body, which was a complete shocker for me. I remember when I first found out about school spirit and I realized like not many people know about this show, because I was telling people about it and they had no idea the show even existed, and I'm like, how can you not know that this show exists? Like, are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure I rewatched the first season like 3 times before the fucking like second season even came out, because I just had to process everything. It was a lot and it was really good, the way it was structured and the storyline of the characters and the storyline of the ghosts. It was like my favorite. Okay, because if you know anything about me, then you know that I love the spooky, this like supernatural, and like the mystery of it, and oh, what would lead someone to do this, and like how did it come to this, and you know, I feel like that's a little creepy, but yeah, it's, you know, interesting. But yeah, so the whole thing with Maddie and like trying to figure out her story and how it got to where it got to, because the way that in the first season they were making it look, I really thought that it was gonna be the teacher, the Mr. what was his name? His name was like Mr. Anderson, I'm pretty sure, which he does come back in season 2 and there's like a whole story with him, which he actually becomes like very useful to the kids, and I think that it's really sweet, like his involvement in the story, but also very creepy how like Mr. Martin gets into Mr. Anderson's body. But that's like something I want to talk about more towards the end. We'll get into all that. But what I wanted to say is that like how everything happened with Maddie and like the whole mystery, it was so unexpected, because I thought that like the whole show was gonna be like a murder mystery and like a whodunit, like how did this all happen kind of thing. But instead it ended up being like a who took her body and who was the soul attached to her body and why did they do so. What were they running away from, and how dangerous is this person and how dangerous is the person that they were connected to. It was a whole mind fuck basically, which is something I really love when shows do that, and when it's written so well that it just comes out like perfect. Like I don't know how to explain, but something I did want to discuss about the show is like Maddie's journey, how it was really like both like emotional but also thrilling, and the show, it really does an excellent job on like keeping the audience guessing until the very end, especially like when you see her driving the truck and she like hits Xavier and whatever. Even her friends themselves are shocked, because they're like, I thought she was dead this whole time. Like the only one who pretty much was guessing, are you dead, are you not, was Simon, because he's the only one that knows that Maddie is a spirit and he's the only one that has contact with her in the afterlife, you know. So yeah, it was really crazy. But my favorite thing about this season, which, oh my god, what was it my favorite thing? Because there's so much going on. We got new characters, we got new storylines. Possibly Xavier can talk to ghosts. Probably not talk to them, but he can see them. I think he probably can talk to them, but he's too afraid to, or like he just doesn't know how yet, you know what I mean? But it could be a big possibility, or like a big storyline as for like next season. Oh my god, so much for next season, especially with like the scars, and with Simon being in a scar, and with Maddie getting into her body. Oh my god, there's nothing more that like terrified me when she's safely in her body, and suddenly the one person like that could communicate with her when she wasn't in her body is now not in his. Is he dead, or is someone in his body and he is now a spirit wandering the fucking school, or trapped in a scar? Well, he is trapped in a scar. He's trapped in Martin's scar. And why is he there? And how did he even get there? How did he even get there? What? Okay, I'm kind of veering off into like, I'm not going in the order of this whole conversation that I wanted to at all, but like I'm getting riled up because I'm like, I really need to talk about this, and I have no one else to talk to it about, because no one else in my life has like watched School Spirit. More people need to watch School Spirit. Oh my god. But honestly, I don't know like where to begin. Okay, I need to begin with Janet, because let's be honest, Janet had no right to take Maddie's body just because she was down. Well, I understand that Martin like isn't the best guy, and I wouldn't want to be around him either. Completely understand that, but she could have found another way to get out of the situation without like taking someone's body. You know what I mean? She could have found a completely different other way. All right. But Janet's story in itself is something that was completely unexpected to me, because, well, just, I don't know, because I didn't even expect Janet to look the way that she did. I thought she would be like office looking, you know what I mean? Like somebody who would work in an office. I really think of her as a student. I know in the first season they did mention like along those lines something that she was a student there before, but for some reason in my head I was just like, Janet, someone who used to work in an office and she probably died. Okay, but like they didn't really say much about her, and she was always a whole mystery like throughout the entire show. So when they really showed her story, I was like, oh, okay, Mr. Martin had like a thing for her, and like he was low-key grooming her, taking advantage of her. Cool. Right. Also her life was complete shit. Her dad was an asshole and was like, no, woman gotta stay in the kitchen, they gotta make babies. And why do you want to go to college? You want to be smart? That's for men only. So I completely understand why she wanted to like make a new life for herself in the afterlife. But I mean, you didn't have to take Maddie's life, and you could have just made a new life for yourself as the spirit that you are, you know, as the ghost that you became, because who's gonna stop you? I mean, Mr. Martin could have stopped you, but I mean, like, in reality, he's a ghost himself, so like you could have just gone and done your own thing. Like, you didn't have to team up. I'm just being for real. But yeah, I did like in the beginning with Janet and her whole story, I really didn't like her and I didn't trust her at all. But like as the story progressed, I did kind of start to warm up to her, up until that whole thing with Simon, because then I was like, are you kidding? Then you got me to warm up to you and like your character and all this shit, and then you're just gonna stab me in the back? Really, Janet? Really? I almost didn't like excuse me, I almost didn't accept her at all when I saw her looking at Maddie's like old photos and videos, and she was trying to mimic her voice and like copy the way she sounded and the way she act. I was like, that's so weird, like that's creepy. That's so creepy, because imagine someone trying to like steal your life and your entire identity, and also fucking with your mom's sobriety. Something you like your entire life, you want your mom to be okay, and you're like fighting for a good relationship with her, and now that she's finally there and she's happy you're home and trying to get better, you have this random like bitch ass spirit in your body fucking that all up. Like, I'd be upset too. I would be mad too, because oh my god, I feel so sorry for Maddie, especially because now she's back in her body and she's just gonna see that her mom is like back to square one, and I feel so bad for her. Oh my god, you have no idea. Plus, I was so happy for that woman to like gain her sobriety back, and then like fucking Janet Maddie left, and then this woman like couldn't handle the loss again and started drinking all over again. Oh my god, that part broke me. It really broke me, because to see like how far this lady came to like be better for her daughter, and then like the girl that she thought was her daughter leave her again, like that's so heartbreaking. Oh, I hated that. I couldn't handle that at all. I couldn't handle that. Oh my god, another part of this season that really broke me was, okay guys, I'm sorry about that. Camera shut off for some reason, but I'm back now. So I think where I left off is I was about to talk about the scars and how they basically killed me when I was watching this show. So yeah, it was really heartbreaking having to see all of my favorite characters go back into their scars, or go into them at all, just to see them relive their deaths. Just feel it all over again. Feel it at all, because I'm pretty sure Wally had said that when he died, he just died. Like, he didn't feel himself of dying. So everyone that did go through their scars all over, which I think it was all of them, they had to relive that feeling of their death. It wasn't just like a kind of thing like it was when they first died, which is terrifying, and I feel so bad for them. I'm pretty sure that Charlie, he actually did feel himself dying because he was going into anaphylactic shock. Yuri was having an asthma attack, so of course he did feel that feeling. I know that feeling, Yuri. I have asthma. Don't want to be there ever. That shit is terrifying, okay? For Rhonda, I feel so bad for her, because living through that, not even living through it, she didn't make it through it, and having to like then go through a scar and relive it, which is what I meant, that has to be very difficult. And I understand why she wanted to leave, because that shit is traumatic, and then having to relive those feelings and feel everything from that day, along with what was going on in your life during that time, because a lot of the ghosts, including like Wally, they were all feeling those feelings they felt when they were still alive, and that had to be very difficult for them to go through all that stuff. So that's something that they're really like just hit my heartstrings pretty hard watching it, because I'm the type of person that gets really emotionally attached to fictional characters. So seeing these characters go through these things and seeing how much it hurts them really hurts me. But I really also enjoy seeing their character development through these things that they're going through. Like, for example, like Rhonda this season, she had amazing character development. Like, you can see her healing, and especially since she got a new friend. We got Quinn, and her and Quinn have becoming really friendly, so I'm excited for that for them. Yeah, they need to be together, that's all I'm saying, because they love each other. They love each other, so they deserve to be together forever and ever, because they will be, because they're dead. So yeah, just like I'm so happy Charlie got Yuri. And yeah, Wally unfortunately lost Maddie, but you know, she's coming back, she's not going anywhere. I feel like she'll be able to see them, because usually once people have like near-death experiences, sometimes they can still see ghosts, or they can feel them, like, you know, sense them somehow, smell them, kind of things like that. So you never really know, like maybe he'll still be able to see her. You don't know. I mean, the thought of her even leaving emotionally scarred him so badly that now Maddie is in his scar. Like, think about that. So yeah, but I really want to find out. The only scar that I'm really like, I need to know more about is fucking Mr. Martin and Janet, because look, that bitch is hiding something, okay? I'm gonna be honest. She's hiding it, and she knows more than she knows, and I think we all know this. She was trying to put on a little act for everybody, but she knows more than she's fucking telling everyone that she knows. And I want to know what was going on between her and Mr. Martin, because I think something else was going on more than we know right now. And also, Mr. Martin had something going on with that weird woman in his scar, and I need to know what the fuck that was, and I want to know more. And why is Simon in his scar? What happened to Simon? Also, there was someone, I read a comment today actually, because I was looking through like a bunch of stuff for this video, and I saw someone say that they have a theory that pretty much like Wally took over Simon's body. So now he's in Simon's body, and Simon is trapped in the school as a spirit. I mean, that's a possibility, okay? Because Simon was in a very vulnerable state. Wally was in a very vulnerable state. It's a very similar situation as to what happened with Maddie and Janet when their souls kind of like, you know, when like her, you know what I mean? You saw the episode. You know what I'm talking about, okay? Okay. But yeah, you never really know. So, oh my God. Something we need to talk about is, what's his name? I don't even remember his name, but he was in Degrassi. Xavier, Hunter in Degrassi. So yeah, Xavier with his weird fucking eyes, because now all of a sudden he's just like staring off into the distance. Like, I don't know what's up with that. I think he wants to see ghosts, but at the same time, like, he's just scaring them, to be honest. He's not doing anything else but that. But ever since he saw Maddie's dad in the hospital, he's definitely freaked himself out a bit, since he knows he had the ability to see them, at least for that short period of time when his heart stopped for a minute. And I'm sure he probably wants to dive deeper into that and be like, you know, what happened there? Like, can I see them now? Is there any way I can go back to seeing them, to talking to them? Can I communicate with Maddie's dad even though I'm not dead anymore? That's something I want to know. But yeah, that's something that should be spoken about. Also, I do not understand why, like, what's that bitch's name? She always pisses me off. I'm so sorry. It's like the only character I don't like in this show. Nicole. I don't like her. I even liked her brother. I'm like, her brother's cool. Nicole? No. I'm so sorry. I don't know. The actress herself, she seems nice. She seems like a really good person. But the way she plays this girl, I don't like it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it really irks me. This character fucking pisses me off. Anyways, so she downloads this app and she's like asking questions about like if there's a way for spirit to like possess a body or whatever. And then she like finds Xavier's thing and they start talking, and they're talking for a while. She starts crushing on him, he starts crushing on her. They end up finding out like, oh, I'm talking to you. Well, she ends up finding out that like Xavier's the one that's talking to her. And she's like, was this all a joke? Like, were you just joking? Blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, making fun of me, whatever. But he's like, girl, I didn't even know it was you. You're the one telling me this. I don't know why she was so mad, because I feel like I would have been in a good mood about it. I would have been like, finally, somebody else I can talk to about this. You're also curious about the situation and you want to know more. Like, yeah, let's, you know, conversate, okay? And you tell me about that situation that happened at the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't have been as mad as she was mad. Like, she was too overly upset about the whole thing. And it also just, it set off that whole thing with like Mr. Martin taking over like Anderson's body. And then like, because of that stupid argument with her and Xavier, like all this shit started happening with like Maddie, Janet, and like all that shit. Like, if they weren't arguing over this little conversation bullshit, then he wouldn't have taken Maddie, Janet, and brought her on the boat. You know what I'm talking about? Because they're arguing over dumb shit. But also, it's because they're high schoolers. And they're just like not looking at the fucking obvious. Like, she should have been like, oh, you know what? Like, you were also searching for like someone to talk to about this and for help and whatever. Like, yeah, I'm here if you want to talk, like, da 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 da. Why'd she look at it as if like he was trying to like do some shit? You know what I'm talking about? That just really bothered me. She just always irks me. Even in the first season, I was like, oh, she killed her best friend. I was so like, I was really on it, like, she killed her best friend. I was either like, her or Mr. Anderson did it. But I was wrong. But something's off about her, and I just don't like it. I can't be the only one. I really can't be the only one. I haven't searched enough into her character to see what people think about her, because I really can care less about her character. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on her specifically. Yeah. So we got two new characters this season. It was Yuri and Quinn. They were both spoken about in season 1. I'm pretty sure that Quinn was Jacqueline. It's just like Quinn's a nickname. And yeah, she was a part of the bus crash in like the marching. I didn't even mention her. Donna. Guys, I completely forgot to mention Donna came back. She came back for like a flashback episode, and it was like the cutest thing because I loved her so much. Oh my god. But yeah, and also we saw Donna's scar, and It was lovely and filled with yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Actually, before I go, I want you guys to tell me what you thought about the episode when the ghosts and the humans meet, because I truly love that episode from this season. It was one of my favorites, and I would love for you guys to tell me your thoughts on it. And if you had any theories or predictions for season 3, let me know down in the comments below. I will love to hear all about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys whenever with another video. Also, all my social medias will be linked down below in the description. Yeah, bye guys.